It's probably through Stone, and I honestly what it boiled down to is nobody was sending me no beats, and when I was receiving beats, they all sounded the same, and I'm like, I don't want what the next person getting. One of my biggest fears is buying a beat from somebody and performing it, and the next person performs that exact same beat. Like that would just hurt my feelings. So I'm just like, I have to learn how to make beats. This is the only way I'm only gonna get a unique sound is by just making sounds.
What's been your experience with it? Has it been like a tough learning curve? Did you kind of pick it up quick and then because I
Oh,
mean, I've heard some stuff now, and
oh,
obviously your shit's good, like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, those early days, was it easy for you to pick up, or?
nah, man. I think it's like when you first start doing something, you're gonna be trash at it, and I was trash at it when I first started. My experience, man.
It's been a journey trying to get back right, find the timing, find the bread, you know what I'm saying, the mental capacity. So yeah, man, like I
Yeah,
was saying, just dipping our toes back in the water, trying to get back to it, kind of how it, not how it was, but different, you know what I'm saying, just some growth on it.
absolutely, absolutely. I feel you on that.
Well, yeah, man,
I'll be there.
oh, for sure, no, I appreciate that, and thank you for taking the time out, you know what I'm saying, to chop it up with me.
Absolutely appreciate this opportunity.
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna get us rolling. It's gonna pretty much be more conversational. I got a couple questions, but
Okay.
it's more conversational. All right, yeah. So as you know, man, it's the Culture Convos podcast, mainly where I just talk to some of my homies, people I've encountered throughout my journey on this art shit, and really just talk to them about what they've been on. You know what I'm saying? How they got to where they are, what they looking to do next. So, up
Yeah.
next on this episode, we got my guy Ronnie Dijon. Remember I first got put onto you when we booked you or had you come out to like that Mother's Day event we did
Man.
with Desiree White, and we got the band, and it was like a little vibe that we created, you know what I'm saying, there. And I got to, even before then, just like learn about your grind, listen to some of the music. I believe the project at that time was Mama's House that you had out,
Damn, that's a long
and
time.
you had
Yeah.
the flash drive. So
Jeez.
even just off the you having the flash drives, I thought you were like super innovative, like that you cared about the craft, like you took that shit serious. Because it's either
Yeah.
SoundCloud, it's uploading it. No one was really like, yo, I could put this shit on a customized thumb drive and like pass it out. So if you can, man, just
Yeah.
talk a little bit about like where you were back then when I first got introduced to
Uh,
you.
Sheesh. Where was I, man? I'm trying to figure things out as I still am today. I'm still trying to figure things out. At that time, that was probably my first project I've ever released where I felt comfortable with releasing. Because at first I've always been like the artist who would just like secretly do it, but I didn't want to do it because I'm like, everybody says everybody wants to be a rapper or everybody wants to make music or something like that. So I'm like, I'm doing the same thing, but I'm keeping it low key. So Mama's House was just that first introduction of like, nah, you know what? Let me actually take this serious because I actually music has always been calling my name out and to do it. So yeah,
That's real. So before that point, how long were you in it?
man, I've been doing that since high school, since senior year of high school. I had a homie who was he was rapping before me, and he was just showing me like the stuff that I was getting. This was back in Texas, and I kind of just stole his style, like not his style, but I just stole his like his hunger for music because he stopped doing it. And I was like, man, I'm gonna take your will, then.
Right. That's how it be, honestly. Someone put you onto something and you like, yo, like I really enjoy it. And sometimes it's for them it's just a hobby, something that they got to do and experience. But when you get introduced to it specifically with whatever background you have, sometimes it just opens up, ways for you. So you mentioned Texas, like that's where you originally from, born and raised, or
I,
kind of moved around a lot.
I'm like, I'm not a military kid, but I moved around like a military kid. So I was born in LA and I lived there for like a good 12 years. And then I moved to Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, for 5 years. I graduated high school in Texas and then moved to Arizona. So it's just everywhere's on the West Coast, basically.
Okay, that's what's up. I didn't know that, but I definitely like just based off your energy, you give me something kind of west, but I thought it was like some south in there for sure. Just like you know, what I'm
Yeah.
saying just kind of how you carry yourself and everything. So no, that's dope. So yeah, man. Speaking to like you hitting the shows, I want to thank you, man, for just all of the support and stuff that you've shown the brand just throughout the years, man. It's been like
Absolutely.
legit. Like it's about to be 2023, bro. That was probably like 6, 7 years ago when we first really got introduced to who you are, you know what I'm saying? And just to watch your
Yeah.
evolution and to say that we had a part in like, booking you at one of the first ones was pretty dope. And then, just on the topic of evolution though, man, you went from like when I met you, at least, of course, I didn't know much about you. So this is all from outside
Yeah.
looking in perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like you were just
Absolutely.
rapping, kind of putting out stuff, doing music. I think we chopped it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And like one thing that I gauged from
Yeah.
those interactions was like you were eager to learn shit. You know what I'm saying? And like kind of open to like just whatever. Like you weren't really closed minded when it came to your craft and your art. You know what I'm saying? I sent you some interesting type of stuff and you weren't like, oh, this ain't me. You were like kind of floating,
Yeah.
trying to figure out a way to execute. So when did you start looking into getting into making beats? Because I remember we got a common homie, which is Stone on sax. Very good brother to
Yeah.
me, and I know you as well. And I remember, I
Yeah.
think I heard either through him or through you. I can't remember exactly, but I found out like you were like getting into the beats and like cooking up stuff.
It's probably through Stone. And I honestly, what it boiled down to is nobody was sending me no beats. And when I was receiving beats, they all sounded the same. And I'm like, I don't want what's the next person getting. One of my biggest fears is buying a beat from somebody and performing it and the next person performs that exact same beat. Like that would just hurt my feelings. So I'm just like, I have to learn how to make beats. This is the only way I'm only gonna get a unique sound is by just making sounds.
Dope, dope. So what's been your experience with it? Has it been like a tough learning curve? Did you kind of pick it up quick and then because I
Oh,
mean, I've heard some stuff now. Like
oh,
obviously your shit's good. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying like those early
oh
days,
yeah.
was it easy for you to
Whew.
pick up or?
Nah, man. I think it's like when you first start doing something, you're gonna be trash at it. And I was trash at it when I first started. My experience, man, I honestly learned from Broke Man College, and that's YouTube.
Yes,
And I
sir.
just literally shout out to Busy Work Beats, and I would just literally just watch his videos, and I would just copy everything he did to a T until eventually I just garnished my style. But it was definitely rocky. Like there's moments where I had like good beats, and I made trash beats for like a month. Then I'm like, oh my god, I'm horrible. I suck at this, blase, blase. Like we're our worst critics. And then after a while, um, I was like, that's just a season. And I'm learning like, okay, this is a season where maybe I need to study more and not try to expect this greatness out of a beat and just do this out of consistency and practice. So that's basically my experience. I stopped since the pandemic. I actually stopped making beats for a while. Like I lost the passion for it.
I feel you. And you probably, I mean, after you've been putting out some stuff, I'm sure niggas are sending you shit now. And then I know you got a
Yeah.
couple homies that are like popping up on the scene that are deep into it now as well. So
Hmm.
pretty much covered
Yes,
in that department.
absolutely. It's so helpful too.
Okay. Well, on the topic still of evolution, man, like one thing I noticed, and maybe you could speak to it more, but again, outside looking in perspective is like, so you did the one video where you underwater with the Ciroc bottle.
Yeah,
First of all, if we talking
waves.
about, you know what I'm saying, niggas out here putting out content that's next level, like you are one of
Hmm.
them, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely got to put that out there because nobody out here was like doing shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Especially
No,
in our arena, in our space. Like, so before I was going somewhere, but then the fact that I brought that up, let's talk about that a little bit, the creativity with the visuals. Like,
mm.
specific to that video, how was that process in curating that, and did you collab with someone to kind of execute those visions? And
Yeah. Shout out to we are all giants.
mm,
That's basically like my main videographer. Like whenever I want some professional work done, I go direct to him. But making that video, man, the toughest part was shooting that underwater scene. Just for the simple fact, I can remember that it was very cold. It was like November, like late November, around like Thanksgiving in Arizona, and it gets extremely cold. So I shot it one time at like nighttime, freezing. It didn't work out. Then I shot it again, like a week later, it didn't work. Then I had to reshoot it again, and I think the third time we figured it out. But it was just like it was a constant like, nope, this didn't work. We got to do it again. Nope, this worked. I got to do it again. And it was torturous, just because it was just so cold outside. And that was We Are All Giants' idea to shoot that shot underwater and having me drowning or make it look like I'm drowning or drowning in alcohol, or just a reference towards that. So that was his idea.
Nice. That's amazing. So if you don't mind, like, what was one of the things that made it not work? Was it like a lighting issue, or like getting you to stay underwater long enough, or?
Oh man, it was for sure the lighting. For sure, I wasn't staying under the water long enough, and then also the camera. So he actually had to get a GoPro just specifically to shoot this shot.
Mm.
And then that's what basically like fixed the whole thing, because you know with a GoPro you can shoot it underwater and stuff like that. So he figured it out by doing that, and it just worked out.
Oh man, no, that was dope, and I'm glad that y'all did that. Y'all executed it. Didn't give up on the first try, because again, like cats like us, folks in our position, like we need to take those risks in terms of like being creative, bro. Don't be afraid to like do things, and that's not you, but like for other folks watching or listening, or, they could benefit from just going out there and giving that shit a shot. That was just an idea, he threw it to you, and you guys like moved on it.
Yeah, I think the biggest motto I have is there's no such thing as a bad idea. And if there's an idea, we're like, let's do it. We're not going to try it. We're going to do it. And if it don't work, it don't work. And we just keep it pushing. So that's basically like, that's been the mottos for years.
Yeah, nah, that's real for sure. Just because like you can come up with another idea. What I'm saying? Those things
easily.
You just think them up. Especially if you got a little group of people going, then that's even easier, because y'all can kind of brainstorm, pick the best ones, and then run them.
That's fact.
So in the evolution talk though, like, so one thing I've noticed too, you've been like playing with the voice a lot more, using that as an instrument, playing with the lows and getting high, giving us some Kendrick like vibes here and there. Talk a little bit about like your growth there, kind of identifying like what your voice is and how you want to like flex in certain parts. Like you did some stuff on the SKU project that was crazy. What I'm saying? Probably one of the dopest verses and performances for that project that that we were a part of.
I appreciate that. I don't know if it was mixed by Ali, who is with Kendrick. He's in Kendrick's camp, and he mentioned something about Kendrick using this voice as instrument. And for a very long time, I would just like rap and just be monotone. And it made me think, after that comment, like he uses his voice as an instrument, I started paying attention to other artists and how they fluctuate their voices. And I was like, I can do the same thing, and I don't necessarily need to sing the best or sound the best, as long as I can complement the song in a great way. And then I just started experimenting with stuff. It's just like, I felt like a kid for the first time, just drawing or just having this interest of making art, no matter how foolish I sound. But I do the crazy stuff by myself, though. I don't do the crazy stuff with people around, because if I hear one person laugh, I'm like, damn, this shit trash. So I ain't doing it.
Yeah, because you do got to kind of lock into that zone.
Yeah. So that's basically where that information, where the inspiration came from. A lot comes from Kendrick. And with that SKU video, shout out to Ashton just for allowing me to be a part of history in Arizona. And it was interesting because while we were shooting that video, there were like 10 to 20, 50 artists, and Ashton was like, come here, pull up this time, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Right. So you shot on day one? Like that first day?
Yeah, it was that day one. And then everybody was like, we just had this blank canvas. And then everybody started grabbing out just random props and doing certain things. I'm like, dang, what can I do to make mine look different or make a standpoint or something that just makes it interesting? And then I asked Iris, I was like, hey, just put your foot on my neck. And then that's where the idea came from. People were like, man, you cheating for this. I'm like, I'm just basically just copying what you guys are doing. I just put my own little flip to it because I was using
Yeah.
props. So
Right. And you used a prop, honestly, like just a live prop. You feel me? And
yeah,
that it went well with like the story, the purpose that the reason that we were all there for.
yeah,
Like literally, man, it was just like spot on. Even just like the performance of it as well. At the end, you kind of going out there at the end, and boom, it's just like all a part of like that feel and kind of what it was supposed to give off.
yeah, absolutely.
All right, man. Well, shoot, you in a group, or you guys were performing as a group. I'm pretty, I don't know how you're operating today, but Mahogany Four, it's yourself, Part of God, AB.
AB and Lofty Lynn.
Yes, sir. So how's everybody doing individually, and then what's up with the group?
Lofty, she actually moved to Houston, Texas. Um, Part of God, he's still out here making music. He's in AB. They're all doing good. They're all doing well. They're happy. I mean, not happy. They're happy, but they're blessed. And as a group, we're not a group anymore, but we still collectively work together. Like Jocelyn handles a lot of the art department for me. AB is actually my manager, and
Hey.
Part of God is like my right hand man. Like whatever we got to do, he's like, all right, let's do it. There's no question about it. So we're still working together, but we're just not Mahogany Four.
Okay, dope. Now, when you guys were rocking out at one of our Rebel Lounge shows, I'm trying to look it up actually and
Oh
get the
man,
song name, but it was one of the songs. Dude, I used to that shit was like stuck for the
probably
longest
Ring
one.
Ring.
Ring ring, yeah, that one. Was it a? I'm find it for sure, and I'm gonna shoot it to you. Like, yo, that's the one. But nah.
Probably Bitch I'm Back.
Oh yeah, bitch, I'm back. Yeah, nah, yeah,
Yeah,
that shit had Rebel Lounge going up for sure, for sure. Nah,
yeah,
that's dope, man. Of course, I'd imagine you all are still close and clicked up, just the way you guys even formed into the group
yeah.
before that. Y'all were homies way before that, was even a thing.
Hmm.
So, nah, that's dope. That's amazing. So, when it comes to what you working on, I know you had was the last video that Pusher Man video, or did you have something drop after that?
Uh, that was the second to last. The one I dropped after Pushing Man was Soul Ties.
Soul Ties. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a slow motion video. Very interesting how we shot that one. So had to we had to shoot that video in 2x200, or we had to speed it up by 200.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a slow motion film. But it's interesting.
Soul Ties. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna make sure I pop the link up. No, I don't think I checked that one out. April
Yeah, that's
2022.
2020.
Nice. All right, and then you had a video back in the day with one of our collective members, Naime, where she was like in the video
Yeah.
with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope, man. You've been out here really cooking up videos for a while, bro. Like, and really kind of expressing yourself on that creative landscape. Do you feel that's a super important part to like, being able to brand yourself as an artist and like help folks understand the music a little better?
Absolutely, and I feel like that's a part that makes you stand out too. Man, I had some like numerous amount of people tell me specifically this track called Chicken Wings. They're like, weren't you in the tub eating chicken? And I was like, yeah, that was me. That's like, that was your video? And I was like, yeah, that's me. So I feel like it's an important part of your brand because that's something that people remember, that's something that they stick with. And I just noticed with like, let's say a regular rap video, it's like a gang of dudes rapping and they showing off money or they doing this and they doing that. It's like, okay, you're not standing out because you're doing basically what everybody else is doing. So
Yeah.
I think it does make you, it helps to do things that just stick, to do things that are true to you.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you definitely want to stand out because, like, when it comes to the industry and music, like, you can for sure see a trend of like copying. You know what I'm saying? And then when it
Oh my
comes to
God.
money, it's like, bro, you don't. It's only so much money you can flex before you in the conversation with the people who really got the money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
just kind of take it easy on that front and really just be your true self or your creative self. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that'll
Mhm.
lead you to more in terms of folks remembering who you are or your shit having some impact. You know what I'm saying? It's just like keeping it authentic or kind of closer to what your real life is. You know what I'm saying? Versus like some
Facts.
shit you saw.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the scene out here, man. Like I mentioned, 2015 or so is around when we first connected and been grinding. What's been your experience like being received in the Phoenix music scene? I know some people have mixed reviews about it. Some people, love their time in Phoenix as a creative. What's been your experience, man? Do you feel well supported? Do you feel like you could be supported more? Do you feel like it's just right?
That's a great question. Um, there's so many angles I can go with this. I feel like for the most part, the scene is there's love with the scene. Is genuine. Whenever you see people, you say what's up, they say what's up to you back. Um, I feel like it's changed though. Like after COVID, it just changed. Um, but I feel like my I will always have love for the Phoenix scene. But I think for me, I feel like I've reached my cap out here in Phoenix. Um, and for me, it's just like time to like expand and do different things outside of the scene. But I don't have nothing bad to say about the scene. There's always been support from the scene, and one of the things I can say with the scene though that I wish the scene kind of had a standard of like this is the quality that we're going to present to the scene, and we're not going to have anything else that's mediocre allowed inside of the scene. Because I've seen a lot of mediocre stuff, and it's like it gets a lot of praise, and I'm like, well, I guess you can say that's subjective, but I just think there should be a standard. Like if you doing something in LA, there's a standard in LA. There's a standard in New York. There's a standard in Atlanta, and I feel like the scene sometimes can just be all over the place. And but yeah, that's my take on it.
Okay. And then just
Yeah.
just to run off of that, just a little bit, not too deep though. Like, who do you think decides that though? Like, ultimately, like, is that the folks in the audience? Is that the curators of these events? Like, is that us as the people hitting the stage? Like,
I think it's everybody. I think it's
okay,
everybody has to be held accountable to it because if people are giving this certain thing type of praise, then the next person is going to do it. And I think too, I'm a project kind of guy, and I haven't really seen like a consistent level of projects being released from the scene. Or like you can be like, oh dang, like this person just dropped the album. We're all collectively going to listen to this album. We're going to support it. And then the next person drops an album, and it's like there's no like thing like that in my head. I'm like, ideally, I would wish it's like that, but I have no control over that. But that's my take.
yeah, I get you. It's like kind of like a mentality thing. If all the people in the community are of this mind of like, yo, we trying to get our people out of here. And the way to
Yeah,
do that is to, push a certain threshold of like, yo, this is the quality that we're looking for, you know what I'm saying? And if you bring it, like, we're going to support you in terms of streams, if that's popping up to your shows, because like it does exist, like the things you're talking about in like, let's say the alt kind of alternative scene where folks are playing acoustic singer
mm,
songwriter music, you know what I'm saying? Or like
yeah,
rock music and stuff like that. Like you'll find a musician from Phoenix has been touring all the West Coast, but their Phoenix night is like a packed out night because like that's home for
mm,
them. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
they're home base, their supporters in Phoenix. If it's other musicians or audio engineers, whomever, they're like, yo, this guy's one of us. He's been out in the world doing his thing, but once he gets back to Phoenix, like that last spot, we're gonna go up for him. So now that's
yeah,
something that can exist, and it's a mentality thing for sure that folks have to adopt. And I don't know if it's like a thing where it's like, yo, people are putting on their homies regardless of the quality of the thing, and or if it's people with a large following, you know what I'm saying, are like kind of flexing that muscle where it's like, yo, your following is better than your music, so you getting that look, you know what I'm saying, in that way too. So
yeah,
it's a couple variables out here that I've witnessed for sure.
yeah. And yeah, that's definitely a major variable where people are like, you need to get more followers, and I'm like, does followers solidify that I'm doing good music, or is it just solidifying that I have a lot of followers and you think it's clout, so you want to, feed off of what I have, So
Yeah, for sure. Especially if that perspective is coming from like a curator, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, what do you want
yeah,
out of your night? Do you want your night to be packed, but like not a great event? Or do you want it to be what it's going to be, but like the performance itself is, undeniable? It's like a priceless performance because of the lineup and the people here, regardless of,
mhm.
how many people are following these people.
Yeah, because just because somebody has X amount of followers does not mean that translates to people showing up to the show.
Right,
And I'm like,
for sure. And then
so
that part as
yeah,
well
that's
too. That part as well. They looking at because that happened to us. Like there's a time like our page we had like 5K. You know what I'm saying, in terms of followers when 5K was a lot. So like I'll walk
yeah,
around. And I'm like, yo, yeah, it's the I Am Root page. And they'll look us up on IG and they're like, oh, y'all got 5,000. And it's just like, no, it's not like 5,000 people about to show up to anything that we do. But like for a while that was weighted, where people actually cared
yeah.
about it. But now it's
Hmm.
beyond that. You got to have people actually engaged with your stuff because you could buy some followers. You know what I'm saying? But
Easy, yep. That's the cheat
okay.
code, but yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about a mutual homie that we got, Stone on Sax. For me personally,
The
man, he's
goat.
always like super beneficial, bro. Anytime I'm working on music, like his opinion is well like received and it's welcomed. I feel like he's super knowledgeable, and his connection to his faith too kind of taps me into like my roots in terms of like where I'm from in LA, and like I was close to my family and the church and all that stuff. So he kind of makes it
Yeah.
feel like home anytime we link up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, what's been your journey with Stone? How did you meet him? I'm sure through the
Man,
scene, and then
I met Stone through the scene. There was I think it was the first Friday. It was like one of Nintendo's events at this place it used to be called Public Image.
oh yeah, for like the
Um,
first Fridays.
yeah, but it was indoors at the time. So this
Yeah,
is back before she went
yeah,
outside.
outside, yeah,
And I remember PK was performing and he introduced us to Stone. And so that was the first time I saw Stone and I said something to him and this nigga just handed me a card. And I'm like, bruh, I need more than just this. And then we didn't talk or nothing like that after that. And then fast forward, I remember, I don't know if it was the Grand, but Johnny Rios had an event and Stone was there. And I just basically reminded him, like, hey, bruh, remember this name, remember this face. And then from there, that's when we really started to like link up. Stone basically is like a adopted father figure of mine. Like he's definitely been around the most crucial parts of my life, especially spiritual. He's banging for Christ. He's gonna definitely tell you about some Christ quick.
for sure.
And he's uplifting me in a spiritual way. He's uplifting me in a musical way. This dude is extremely talented. That dude, I've never met anybody like Stone ever in my life. Like he's young in spirit, and he has this level of genius and creativity that he's the GOAT, man. That's all I like to say. He's the GOAT.
For sure. Nah, I agree
Cause
with that.
yeah, dude, been at my family's house. He been to my mom's wedding. He been to my sister like funeral. He been to a bunch of stuff with my family. So that dude is family, bro. That's definitely my family.
Nah, for sure. He's definitely been a stand up dude, like person that's been able to challenge me and what I'm saying, help me grow, especially
Oh,
around the music. Like if he hears some stuff that's whack that he not vibing with, that needs some changes, like he will mention it, you know what I'm saying? Or
oh man,
or also be willing to hop on the keys and do it himself. Like there's been plenty of times he hopped on the drum machine and was like, yeah, let me try it out. Boom. And
man,
even on the theory side of things, bro, just put me on
oh
game
man.
musically, bro, to where I've looked at my beats legit and was just like, yeah, bro, I'm trash. Like there's no changes in here. This loop is just going
Uh,
nonstop.
he's
So
definitely gonna press you about some changes.
yes, sir.
Man, he make you feel bad. I'm like, damn, nigga, I don't even know what a key change is. He be like, nope, this is in this key, this key. Do you ever catch him like whenever he hear a song and his hand be doing this?
Yeah, yeah,
That's how you know he felt a song when his hand
yeah.
doing
No,
this.
for sure, for sure, for
Oh
sure.
man, that dude would definitely challenge you, man. He definitely have you rethinking a whole artistry. Like, damn, nigga, I suck. But he doesn't challenge you, make you feel bad. He just
Nah.
challenges you so you can be better.
Yeah, 100%. That's the vibe I get from it, man. That's why I always love like sessions. If I got to pull up to Buckeye, or if he comes out this way, it's always like a
Yeah,
good time for sure.
absolutely.
No, I appreciate
You
you
just
entertaining me on that because that's my dog, man, and I know that y'all two are close. And any chance I
yeah,
get to kind of show him some love, because he out here grinding, bro. It's always an event or something that
bro.
he got going on. He give me credit for
He
being a hustler and grinding, but I'm like, bro, you be grinding too.
yeah, he do. Y'all both do, honestly. Like Stone is always out every week. He's like, I got a show here, 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 and he has a band. I'm like, bro, how do you stay moving like this? And he stays in Buckeye.
Yeah, no, for
That's the crazy
sure.
part of it all. So
For sure. So you gotta really
yeah,
want it. You know what I'm saying? Because you making that drive to and from. Like when you gotta go home and you tired for the night, you still gotta make that push back there.
man. And he carrying that heavy equipment in his trunk, taking that back and forth home into venues and shit. Man, yeah, dude is phenomenal. Like that's the same thing with you, where you consistently have a following. Every time I Am Root event happens, you always see black, elegant people there. I'm like, oh man, this dude, he tapped in with the culture, and that's a beautiful thing that you do, and you have a community of people that work with you. That's that's a great like reflection on you and your leadership.
Oh man, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. For me at least, it's just like I never want to be the only one or like doing shit on my own or this ain't the Don Root show. I even have to
Yeah,
give people a hard time because like back in the day they used to always like identify me as I Am Root, but I wanted it to feel more of this like brand like vibe or like this community like vibe where it's like nah, I'm not. I mean, yeah, it's tatted on my arms, but it's a wave, it's a way of life that we all can
yeah,
adopt and kind of push and move behind. So no, I appreciate you saying that, man, for sure. Because like it's been a journey, it's been a mission. You know what I'm saying? Like my passion is
absolutely.
music, writing, and audio. But like when I had the opportunity, I'm an entrepreneur at heart. So when I have the opportunity to like create that community, the way for me more so to like be out there more because I'm low key introverted. It's like, yo, all right, so I make beats, I do music, I write poetry, but like, how can I do that around more people? It's like, all right, find some homies who do shit, DJ, host, like,
Yeah,
find the parts and like find a way to bring us together so we can use our strong suits, you know what I'm saying? And like make this a
yeah,
thing. And then I get my little 15 minutes to hop on stage and do what I do. And then I get the fuck out the way so everybody else can kill it.
it's brilliant, it's brilliant, brilliant idea. You, I say, man, continue, keep that going, because the way Iron Root is set up, man, you can do that for another 50 years, and it'll still be relevant. Like it's beautiful. That's all I can say. It's beautiful.
I appreciate that. So on the topic of flowers, we just gave Stone some flowers and exchanged some ourselves. Who's been some folks that you? All right, so let me clear this up first. Let's take out your homies, like your day ones,
Take out
because
the
we
homies.
know they're gonna be top of the list. You know what I'm saying? Anybody in your inner circle is probably top of your list, and I get that. You know what I'm saying? But like
Yeah,
any
yeah,
other folks out here that may not even notice that Ronnie's been like peeping they shit. You know what I'm saying? Or they may know because you told them. But like any folks out here that you really enjoy artistically or creatively or on some rap shit or some beats that you enjoy coming out of the city?
off top of my head right now is PK the Poet.
Yes,
Just
sir.
for there's more to it, but I'm gonna add an extra to it because I feel like this needs to be emphasized a little more. Dude went to South Africa or whatever part of the continent of Africa to go on tour for months or whatever, however it was. He went on tour. That's fire. In Africa,
Right.
that's fire. And then he came back and did a short or a film or a documentary, and he showcased this at the
And
movie
the
theaters.
theaters, yeah.
Bro, that dude needs to get his flowers, and I feel like that's not even spoken enough about. When I talk about like the support from the scene, that
Yeah.
wasn't spoken of about. That should have been like still been talked about for years because that's something that never happened in this scene.
Right. No, that's
So
real.
I'll definitely give it to PK. Another one, I like what Emmett Dupree is doing with his dang, I can't even remember the name of the song.
That hours make hours.
Hours, yeah.
Yeah,
I give it to him because he's been grinding for years, and I love how he is really like he's milking that song
you got
to its
to.
fullest potential. I love that.
Yeah, because niggas usually love to like just move on, drop some shit, and try to go chase the next one. It's like, nah, bro. It's plenty of people that have not heard it yet. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
That still can.
that's facts. That's facts. Cause I had to get out of that pattern too, where it's like, man, I'm tired of this song is old. And I saw somebody on Instagram, they're basically saying like that song is old to you, but it's new to somebody else. There's a million, billion people who have never heard this song before. Continue to push the same old song. It has not reached its fullest potential. So I continue to be mindful of that.
It's like that passive income. You feel me? If you can still make
Yeah,
money up off of that song, bro, run that shit all day.
yes, definitely that. I'm trying to think who else. There's like two more. PK Emmett. Um, I really like what Dobie Dobe is doing. He actually put me up on game last week while we were in Cali. Um, he's actually out there in Long Beach, and he just told me the importance of getting an LLC and how to really take advantage of these tax write-offs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So he
that's
just
big right
educated me
there.
on the business aspect. I was like, bro, put me on game. I don't know nothing about this. And his music is incredible. Dude can freaking rap. Um, and then shout out to Brent. He's been on a streak of like with the fashion stuff. Yeah, so
Yeah.
those are my people. Brent definitely the homie. We hooped together a few times. But I mean, dang, you say don't even say the homies, but
Nah,
shout
that's
out to
cool.
Brent.
You talking about Jones?
Yes,
Okay,
Brent
yeah,
Jones.
okay,
Yep.
yeah. Of course, yeah.
Yep.
Now he been on it for a while. Like I know he was cooking up those designs with Brandon T back in the day. Like, nah, he's been
Yeah.
on it for a while.
Mhm.
All right, nah, that's
Absolutely.
definitely
So,
some heat, man. I appreciate you saying that, dude. That's one thing I've been making a thing to do on the pod is tap in with some folks and give us the opportunity to really shine some light on folks that we pretty much we grinding side by side. A lot of us. You know what I'm saying.
yeah,
But to be able to look over
yeah,
and say, yo, what he's doing over there is great. You know what I'm saying. He's doing some good work, and folks should be paying attention to that.
that's facts.
Yeah, so as we get ready to wrap up here, man, we're gonna loosen it up here and just see. I just want to get an idea of like what kind of stuff you enjoy watching. If it's like YouTube stuff, you on Netflix, any shows or anything like that that got you kind of captivated for the time.
Man, bro, there's been like a couple shows, man. I feel like before we get into the shows, I feel like as hard as we work or artists work, I feel like there has to be time where we just sit down and do nothing. Like I don't believe in just go work all the time. You get burnt out. So
Yeah,
I
that's real.
sometimes I sit in limbo. So right now there's a gang of shows. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like the Mike Tyson show that just came out. I like rap shit.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that was nice.
that one's nice. What else I've been watching? Uh, I like the 50 Cent show, Raising Canaan.
Okay, yep.
Um, and there was another one. Honestly, the top one that I really enjoyed was The Wire.
Okay.
Um, and a fan of Robot Sex Love or whatever it's called. It's basically a cartoon version of Black Mirror in like the Twilight Zone.
Oh damn. Okay.
But yeah, those are stuff. The Magic Johnson show, The Winning Time. I've been
Winning
tapped
time.
into
That's
that.
like on Hulu or something, right?
That's on HBO.
HBO.
Yeah, Magic was a wild boy,
Hell yeah.
but but that was the most recent stuff I've been tapped into.
Okay. And then yeah, man, to touch on what you said in the beginning, that's definitely true, bro. Like when I first started this business, I used to follow ET. Well, I still follow him, ET Eric Thomas, hip hop preacher or
Yeah,
whatever. And one of his most popular ones back in like when I first started, this was like 2010. So it was like the one you gotta want success as bad as you want to breathe, and like he was talking about
yeah,
sleep, so and so don't sleep or whatever. And like I developed that mentality. Like I really lived it, where it's like, nah, bro, I don't need that much sleep. I'm about to just grind, you know. But then I definitely hit
Yeah,
a point to where it's like, nah, bro, that's not it. Like, you know, you do everything in moderation. You know, you want to grind in moderation, but
yeah.
you still gotta rest. You still gotta value that, even if it's like you just sitting there. Like I play some little phone games. I think back in the day, I saw you on Clash, like Clash of Clans. You used to play that.
Oh, yep, yep.
Bro, a lot of my downtime you spend just doing that real quick, you know what I'm saying, not really focusing on nothing too serious that requires me to
Yeah.
really need to do all that. So nah, that's real.
Just finding that balance. That's all it really is. Because that'll just drive me crazy. Just focusing and just doing music all day. Like I ain't gonna have nothing to rap about if I'm grinding all the time. I gotta have a balance to have fun.
Yeah,
I
live
gotta
some.
experience life.
Yep, and then go talk about it. Yep, exactly. And two,
That's
just
it.
working too much or focusing too much on those metrics, you know what I'm saying, could definitely lead you to a path of like stress and anxiety where you're like, man, like my numbers are down, and you've been thinking
Yeah.
about that all week. You're just like, yo, my numbers ain't moved in a week. It's like looking at the stock market right now, bro. My shit's down. It's hurting.
Well, that's facts, man. I was dealing with that this week. Just like the numbers. I was like, this numbers ain't where it's supposed to be. And I'm fighting the Instagram algorithm and stuff. That stuff would drive you crazy,
Crazy.
man.
Nah, that's real for sure. You into sports? You watch any sports? Basketball, football, boxing, anything like that?
I am a basketball fan. I was a boxing fan, but Floyd Mayweather ain't boxing no more. I'm kind of a Floyd Mayweather fan, but basketball for sure. I'm a basketball fan. The NBA, to be specific.
Okay. Any teams
Uh,
in particular that you a fan of, or just
uh,
like players more so?
this gonna be a sin to the city of LA, but I'm a Clippers
Clippers
fan.
fan. Damn, that's
Yeah, it's gonna be
crazy.
a sin. You already know.
That's
You already Yep.
okay. I mean, nah, that's y'all out here. It's some of y'all here out here. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying?
yeah, but you gotta keep that low key though, because you said it out loud, you ain't gonna hear the end of it.
Nah, that's for real.
So
But I mean, y'all got a squad, so at least y'all can bank on that. Like back in the day, it was rough, you know. But like,
it was, yeah,
yeah, I mean, Lakers
to
getting.
brand.
Yeah, you feel me? So now you've been
Yeah.
around for a minute, so you know what time it is. So
Yep.
I mean, outside of like your squad, do you think any teams can give y'all a run for the money for this upcoming year?
They give us a run for our money, as in like music and stuff like that. You just
Oh
saying?
no, the Clippers.
Oh
I'm
no,
just
I'm
saying, like,
tripping.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
you
tripping.
know,
I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Okay. Oh man.
because you see, Spider just went to Cleveland. Like, you know, some folks been
Bro,
shuffled around.
it's
Pat
been
Pat
kind of
Bev to the
scary.
Lakers.
Oh, never, ain't nobody. Honestly, nobody's worried about the Lakers right now until they get rid of Russell Westbrook.
Right,
Um, I feel like Denver's gonna come back healthy, and they're scary when they're healthy.
right,
Um,
because they were missing. Is it Jamal?
they were missing Jamal
Most of that year, yeah.
and that small forward. I forgot his name. Um, I don't remember his name though. There's the small forward. He may be his third year in the league.
Okay.
Tall. It's like 6'10". He can shoot the lights out. Um, Golden State for sure. They're going to be a problem. Um,
Michael Porter. Is that who
yeah,
that
they're going to be a
was?
problem. Honestly, who I think is really going to be a problem is Minnesota,
Mm.
because
Is that where Rudy went?
that's where Rudy went, and that's just going to be hard for teams to get to the rim. Like they got 2 7-footers out there, and yeah, that's what I think is going to be a problem. Um, but I do like John Wall going to the Clippers. I like that addition to
Mm.
this team. Um,
Yeah, no, I like him a lot.
Nobody's scared of Brooklyn. I don't believe in Brooklyn. They got too many issues they got to deal with.
Thought Kyrie was gonna,
Celtics,
not Kyrie. I thought KD was gonna go to Boston.
right? Okay, it's gonna be, yeah. Then he's like, nah, never mind. I'm gonna stay here. Like, bro, and then they got Ben Simmons, bro.
Vincent, yeah, let's not even.
It's too wishy washy, bro. It's too wishy washy over there. So
Yeah,
ain't
nah, I
nobody
feel
worried
that.
about Brooklyn. But I think who would be a scary team? I don't even remember that. Cleveland is gonna be scary to me. I think they're gonna be really scary. They got a young core team. Memphis, I don't know if they can get the chip with Ja. So I can't. I mean, I don't know if they can. They need
Like
more
by
than just Ja
itself.
to get the chip. Yeah, they need more than just Ja. So I ain't really worried about Memphis. Um, I say definitely the Warriors, man. I think it's the Warriors.
Yeah, I mean Clay, Steph, like that combination with the parts that they got around him, and even the
And then they
young
got
dude, he was going crazy. I forget his name,
Wiseman. They getting Wiseman back.
Wiseman. But who's the little point guard? Little baby Clay, baby
Oh,
Steph.
Jordan Poole,
Poole,
bro.
yeah.
Jordan Poole. Dog. They literally, that's a cheating ass team.
Yeah, man. I don't know how they land. It's like the Rams. You feel me? When they kind of stacked up, said forget them draft picks, start just doling out cash. Like, yo, we just need the bodies, the players. Let's make it happen and get the
They
chip.
said they want the chip. Yep. We ain't trying to develop nobody. Let's get this chip real quick. That's yep. That's exactly. The Warriors just got a formula they figured out.
No, that's true. Suns was doing all right too, man. They had a little something going.
I don't know what their problem is. I don't know what their problem is. I feel like they just maybe it's stage fright.
All right, get to those big moments. Because everybody would have to show up. They got CP, Book is, solid. Even the dudes, just Cam Johnson, Payne. Like, they got some guys out there that could hoop for sure.
It's like they're a great regular season team, but when the playoffs come, it's just they fold or something. And shout out to Luka, man.
Oh, man.
That
yeah.
dude is a problem. He gives me a heart attack every time that basketball is in his hand. And he picked up Christian Wood, so they made me scared.
Yeah, nah, that's real. Yeah, he's no joke, bro. He plays like he don't look like the most athletic dude, but he makes that shit look so easy. Like,
bro, dude be moving slow and everything, just lay up. And that little step back he do, bro, it works every time. I'm like, how better can this dude get? So
yeah, nah, that's real. Yeah, all right, man. So as we wrap up here, what you got coming next? I know we were talking a little earlier before I started the recording. You were saying like you in grind mode, got business stuff going on, trying to figure out stuff for the next project. You got a name for the next project yet, or are you waiting to roll all that out?
Yeah. I have a name for it. And what I did, I made a quick little announcement on Instagram. The project is called Love Is Real, and I told like Instagram, Facebook, I was like, hey, if y'all want to be a part of my project, send me a voice recording of you guys saying love is real. People sent it in. Some people sent it in, some people didn't. And I'm like, boom. Now I got like little, you know how Rick Ross had the Maybach music?
Yeah.
I got the love is real tag on my stuff now. So I just put it on like certain songs here and there, just trying to piece it together. So yeah, that's the project. And I'm aiming to release it either in November or December, depending on how everything else goes. And the business side of things.
Right, trying to get that lined up. Because you trying to roll out merch for it too? Like I have a whole package and everything?
The whole package of rollout. Trying to get merch. Some, like an album release show. I already got like a design for the hoodie and stuff like that situated. And then there's something else I wanted to get together. A short film with it. And probably like a little commercial.
Yeah. That way you can kind of tease it and let people know it's on the way.
Yep.
Okay, for sure, man. Well, I mean, if at all, bro, we could be a part of the process. Like, keep me posted, you know what I'm saying, in terms of when it's time to roll out. If that's sharing something, if that's, pulling up to the release, you know what I'm saying, and helping with a component of it, like, keep me posted. I'd love to kind of be a part of that. I don't know if you noticed, we starting this thing now too, where we're gonna be promoting events going on in pretty much all of Arizona. So right now we digging them up ourselves, and we curating these videos 2 times a month, where we're like on camera, hey, this is what's going on in the area type of thing, and then tag the pages and running it that way. Eventually, I'm sure people are gonna send it to us, and I don't got to go digging. But right now, I am digging for the shows and events. So if you got something coming up and you get it to me in enough time, I can make sure that we get you on that next video with the Right now we're using Devoye as the content creator, but she's making the videos talking about the shows that's going on, and then we posting them to our page. So we just trying to run that too, man. Again, like trying to be about what I've been talking about, which is like community, you know what I'm saying, and making sure folks know what's going on. Like we don't just got to promote our shows, like we just want people to know like what's going on. Anytime some of my people in LA or from across town or whatever come into Arizona, they're always asking like, well, what's going on tonight? You got any events? And 9 times out of 10 I don't, because I don't do them that often. My thing is more about, I'm not saying quantity or quality is better, but my thing is quality, and I don't need to do that many, you know what I'm saying, for it to be quality.
Oh man, my bad. Somebody ended up calling me. They just like I tried to press the ignore button and mistakenly
And
press answer.
oh no, you
Yeah, my
good.
bad.
Nah, you all good. But yeah, nah, just forgot where we left. Oh yeah, just leaving off on the whole events things and like the frequency of it and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. And same to you. Let me know whenever you have or October 2nd. And I would definitely do the same thing where I just share it on my page and see if people funnel in and just show up. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to do an exchange as well. I'm learning just how important it is. It's like you're basically being of service. I'm like I'm trying to be of service with you as well. So it's reciprocated.
Yeah, yes, sir, man. No, I appreciate that. So the last little bit of info, and I'll let you get up out of here, man. Is let's talk to the Ronnie Dijon from 2015, Drop Mama's House. Let's find a an artist that's kind of in that position where you were back in that time. Like, what would a person like you today kind of say to that individual, kind of giving them advice or perspective on what's to come for their journey?
Oh man, I would say learn more about the business. Probably more than you learn more about the learn about the music. Learn about the music business side. That may be more important than the music. That's what I would tell the 2015 Ronnie Dijon.
Okay, now that's super real too, cause like you know, the music part of it, that's the part you get passionate about. So you want to learn it. Like you spend so much
Mm-hmm.
time doing that. But like you could also save some money, you know what I'm saying? And also like make some money by just being privy to some of the little tips and tricks that you could use in the industry. For
Yep.
example, like for that project, who knows what you could have done, but like if you were super privy to things, that could have been a more fiscally lucrative project for you versus, and that could have been like writing off the cost of all those flash drives on your taxes back then. You know what I'm saying?
Business side.
Something
Yep.
small, yes, sir.
Yep. And just also just not being afraid of like just sending emails out to people. So I'm learning the importance of that. And it's like there's a lot of things people do on the back end that you just don't know. And it's so simple just to reach out to people and just do that and try it out. So that's what I tell myself, just to focus on that business side because that is the most crucial aspect. I want to do this for a living. Like I have it written on my board and everything. Like this is the amount I want to make a month, so I can disperse what I'm making to the people who are helping out as well. So it's not like this big. It's like everybody is eating, and that's the business side that I speak of, and just learning more about that, and just learning the nuances and the music licensing department, and how to get the stuff on commercials and stuff. But yeah,
Now that's super real. And then before we go, let me throw in one more because we're talking about music and licensing and stuff. Uh, Let me get your take on features and costs and fees. Like, so when in this underground, like emerging circuit that we're in, how
yeah.
are not how do you feel about it? Because everybody's entitled to make bread off of what they do, but like,
Mm-hmm.
do you care like if an artist is open to trading versus like, yo, I just want my money for this feature or I want my money for the beat? Like, what's been your experience in that space, having to pay for beats or pay for features or get paid for features or get paid for your beats?
Man, I'm learning now. Like since I've been reaching out to more people in LA, they charge. They don't want to do any type of bartering, or and I'm not gonna say all of them. Some people
Some
don't,
people.
and I'm just learning just the importance of like, no, this is basically my price. This is what we're sticking to. But if you have a budget, let's work with your budget. Um, because the dude I asked to like do a feature for, I'm like, dude, your feature costs more than my rent. Like,
Yeah.
so I was like, all right. So it just made me understand that either like definitely having a barter system that works for both parties, I think is beneficial. But if it's not, then honestly, get your money.
Right, right. I understand that. Like, do what works for you, the artist,
Yeah,
and the artist on the one end. Because, like, I mean, if your shit's worth that in terms of like what comes through on the back end, the type of performance and all that, then it'll be worth it. But the artist has to see that bigger picture. So
yeah,
understanding the business and why paying, let's make up a number, $800 for somebody to do a feature, you know what I'm saying, will be beneficial to your career. Because just hearing 800, you're like, oh, fuck that, hell no. Nah. But like,
yep.
if you understand like what that comes with and like, how it could benefit the career or the other artists, etc., like that could be helpful in making a decision.
Right, and it's cross promo. You know what I'm saying? what you're paying for is basically, let's say that artist's fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you're the artist that's getting paid, well, let's say I'm the artist that's getting paid, I'm not the only thing. I'm not getting paid for myself. I got to pay other people. I got to
Yeah.
pay for management. I have to pay for the A&R and all this other good stuff. So it's just like, it's a transaction, which is like, this is not personal, but I have other people I have to pay in
Yep.
regards to this. So yeah.
Yep. That you got to pay. They get part of that. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
And same deal, they got to go wherever they got to go to record the track or get the demo made for you to listen to. So, all those things play a factor into it. So, yeah, bro, I want to thank you again, man, for taking some time out of your Saturday to chop it up with me. It's probably been a
Absolutely.
long time since we actually had a conversation, but I saw you at the Footprint, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, dog, I
Yeah.
haven't seen this dude in a long time. So,
It's been a long time. Yep.
yeah, nah, bro. But yeah, definitely just want to say proud of all the grind and the work and the creativity that you've been putting out here. I'm super low key, though the brand isn't, you know what I'm saying? So I may not have vocally
Yep.
told you like I'm proud of you or like, I respect and love what you got going on. So this is me definitely doing that. And if there's any way, bro, that I Am Root or me specifically, Dom Root, bro, can contribute to what you got going on in the future, just like tap in, you know what I'm saying? I'm super low key, bro. So I don't make myself visible too often, but I'm out here, working all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, and congratulations on your engagement as well.
Oh shit, yes sir, thank you.
Beautiful to see that as a black man, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to let you know about that.
Oh hell yeah, bro. Appreciate you, man, and take it easy.
Yeah, you too.